Good morning, Slop Nation, and welcome to Slop Chop. This is a new podcast hosted by myself, Harvey Mulvihill. It's about the happenings of the internet, and it is your one-stop shop for slop. Our biggest story this week are these GTA 6 leaks. Insane. I feel like I'm in some sort of a game where there's crimes being committed. You know, like I'm in some sort of a big single player game, maybe developed by Rockstar Studios, where there's like a crime elements, and like the whole thing is that you're like a criminal and that you kill people and steal stuff for money. Doesn't it kind of feel that way? Feel like that we're living through that? If you do not care about one of the topics, slopics, that I will be discussing this episode, you can always skip it. There are always time codes in the description below. I'm never not amazed at how popular these GTA games are. And like GTA 5, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Just because I love the fun fact, it is the highest grossing piece of media ever created by human. It has outsold every other media of any kind, like of any genre, every movie, book, television show. It has made more money than literally anything else. So it's crazy. Think about that. It's maybe more money than Minecraft. You know, it is like a massive cultural touchstone, Grand Theft Auto, and the GTA 6 is coming out in like 2 months, brother. And they're releasing this Netflix exclusive trailer, which is a crazy thing to say. Netflix exclusive trailer is happening a couple days after I record this. I know you'll all be waiting on Netflix for this live stream. I think they're calling it like a closer look with Grand Theft Auto 6. So it's probably going to be more than just a trailer. It's probably going to be like some actual gameplay and a panel of nerds who are gushing about the game. Maybe Geoff Keighley will be there. Geoff Keighley, by the way, this is beside the point, but he has, how many of these fucking award game shows does Geoff Keighley have? Is it 4? There's Summer Games Fest, there's the Game Awards, and there's 3 maybe. Because he has a third one this week, which I was not aware of. What the goddamn shit is it called? Gamescom. There's a game, so like E3 dies, and then what, 3 other award shows that are identical? Maybe not award shows, but like game shows. Shows about gaming, sloppers. They all crop up in its place. So E3 was doing the work of 3 or 4 presentations, and now they're all split up, and they're separate, and they're throughout the year, and they're about different things, but they are all hosted by Geoff Keighley. 100% of them. Very odd. I'm sure there's smaller ones that are less, not as nationally known. And then, of course, Nintendo doesn't play kindly with any of these fucking things. Nintendo does its own thing. Nintendo just exists on a separate plane. It's funny that they're in Japan. Oh boy. It's funny that they're in Japan because they do seem totally separate from the rest of us. I guess Sony is as well, but Japan or Nintendo does seem like just operating on a different thing. They're doing the Apple thing. The Apple during every presentation, they will never and will never mention the fact that there is competition. Like they've never stooped so low as to mention that like Samsung is making a move, therefore we're going to make a move. Like when this folding phone comes out in a couple months, they're not going to mention ever, like it will be as if this is the first folding phone that has ever existed, is what I'm getting at. And that is the baller power move, is to do that, is to ignore the competition and not even mention them. So Nintendo and Apple do the same thing, kind of similar companies when you think about it. Nintendo is has shittier business practices, but similar in that the people that are in hard. I'm in hard, dude, for both these companies. Actually, I'm an Apple boy. I'm really, it's like the last piece of my puzzle that I have not done is getting the Mac. I have a PC, but I have an iPhone, an iPad, an Apple Watch, and AirPods. So everything else minus the Mac So I am seriously considering for my next computer, my next computer purchase, I will be getting a Macintosh. Remember those goddamn ads with the fat guy and the skinny guy? And they're like, look at this fat piece of shit. You don't want to be like him. You want to be like the skinny hot guy. There's like Jared Fogle was the fat guy, I think, or someone that looked just like him. You don't want to be like this disgusting fat pedophile. You want to be like a hot young fucking the guy from Barbarian. Ooh, what's that guy's name? Speaking of which, I have a giant Barbarian poster that has to go somewhere, either in my studio or my living room, which I'm not. I don't know if I'm putting it in my goddamn living room. I love the film. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't have a whole lot of space in here. Yeah, the studio's still coming. Fuck off, sloppers, fuck off. So Grand Theft Auto, it's a massive touchstone, crazy. You know what it is. You know that GTA is what it is. Why am I explaining it to you? Like my mom knows what Grand Theft Auto is. That's actually a good point. Is that it is the best-selling thing of all time, GTA 5. But that's probably just, largely due to the fact that it costs $60 to own it, and or 70, whatever, and Minecraft costs like $20. That's probably a lot of it, or Minecraft is free sometimes, I think. But like way more human beings know about Minecraft than GTA, because they got the kids, and the kids have parents, and the parents know what their kids are doing, right? So Minecraft is much more known, like famous, I guess you'd say. But that's not the metric that we're going off of today. We're going off of revenue. And again, GTA 5 is the best-selling piece of media of all time. So pretty impressive stuff. I think do you think that GTA 6 will beat 5 in terms of revenue? I truly do not know. I tend to say no, mostly because the console market was so much healthier a generation ago. And there was a whole lot. Maybe everyone has a PS5 and I'm tripping. It's just that I don't have a PS5. That's why I think that this is the case. But it's possible that just everyone and their mother has a PS5, which is true. I'm pretty sure everyone has a PS5. So maybe this will be the craziest thing ever. No multiplayer is a little worrying. It's they're releasing it single player only. I'm sure GTA 6 Online will be a year later, and it's a giant release, and it will go gangbusters. It'll go crazy. But anyway, so the world is waiting with bated breath for this new GTA game, and who better to release what little we know of this game? Who better to show the world than some autistic Indian kid with a serious mental situation going? I think that's the guy that we want as our spokesperson. So I think this whole thing, this quote unquote leak, is all a bunch of marketing. And this fella, Ayid Samir, what the hell is his goddamn name? Aaron Kurta from 2022. Way back in 2022, this mega artist named Aaron Kurta will release a shitload of footage from the game, and they found him and locked his ass up, dude. They brought the fucking book at him, and he got a lawyer who said that he was unfit for real jail because he has mega autism. And so they put him in a psychiatric institution with an indefinite sentence. There's no end date in sight. He's literally like locked up in Arkham Asylum right now. They put his ass in Arkham Asylum, and the reason for that, I think, is because he is repeatedly said over and over that the moment he gets out, he will be returning to cybercrime. Which is fucking awesome. It's so funny. He's like, yeah, shit rips, dude. It's fun. It's fun. You guys are lame for not liking it. It's really chill and cool and a good time, and I encourage you to get into it because the look at all the stuff look at what I've accomplished. He like single-handedly pushed the release date of the trailer forward a year because all the footage was out there already. He made them confirm the protagonist that they were flirting with. You know, the protagonist that they were testing. He made them be like, "Yep, we're thinking about these protagonists." One soldier. He apparently works for some sort of I'm picturing like for some reason the Now You See Me magicians. I'm picturing the Now You See Me magicians with Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg and Dave Franco. I don't know why, but those are the guys that I'm picturing as part of this sort of elite hacking organization. And they are doing stuff with playing cards, and they are actually just magic. They're straight up just magic. There's not there's no even amount of there's no attempt even at like being like, no, these guys, it's all sleight of hand. Like, no, they do that for 2 seconds at the beginning of the heist, and then they just turn in, they're just magicians. Like, they're just wizards. They're just wizards, you know, which is chill. I think it's cool to be a wizard, you know. I think it's cool. But this guy is Aaron Kurta is part of this elite crew of hackers who, using a Fire TV stick, like an Amazon Fire Stick, managed to hack into Rockstar's database and steal all this shit. Rockstar sued him for $5 million, and they had to move their whole release strategy up like a year. A couple things. So he was locked up in a padded cell with a straitjacket, presumably next to like a big alligator monster situation type guy, and some other freaky dudes in Arkham Asylum. And then he was, for some reason, moved from that environment to a regular prison. So he's right now in regular prison, which I actually feel bad for the guy for. If he is as mega honest as everyone seems to think, it would be probably not the best environment for that fella, you know. He'd be having a tough go of it, I think, in real big boy prison. So I wish him the best. I hope they got him some serious fucking logic problems or coloring books to occupy his time with, because he's going to be struggling, I think, in big boy prison without that. I don't think he's going to be prone to rape. I don't think that comes off as like hot. The muttering about numbers and symbols and cybercrime and the general probably poor hygiene. You're not going to want, your dick's not hard from that, right? But you are at risk of rampant bullying and physical abuse. It's just not going to be sexual abuse. So I think that is actually my advice to anyone going to prison who is worried about the rape, is just try to like pick up a really, really nerdy hobby. A really unappealing sort of like, get into Magic the Gathering. Get really, really into like Magic the Gathering or D&D, and just make that your thing. Let the hygiene go. Let it go. You don't, who gives a fuck? Like, yeah, you stink, but that's like, it's literally a layer of protection for you. Yeah, let the hygiene go. Pick up a hobby. Mutter under your breath incessantly about fucking trains, automobiles, bus routes, and of course cybercrime. I love the idea of this guy, by the way, being like, dude, all right, sir, you're here for rehabilitation at this mental hospital. We need you to stop performing cyber crime. He's like, I don't know, man. I really don't know about that. And they like, stop performing cyber. I'm still not feeling it. I'm sure they have probably some other method other than that, but that's what you think of. Maybe the Now You See Me guys are planning an elaborate heist to get his ass out. Interestingly, and much like a fucking movie, the retrial for this dude is happening almost exactly when GTA 6 comes out. It's like November something of 26. So the game will be releasing alongside the retrial of the century. The retrial. R with 40 E's trial. That's what they got to call it, dude. That's what they got to call it. Every like big trial needs a catchy name for the for the media. This is the retrial. Shouts out to this one of our own, our autistic brethren who put his life and his soul on the line to give us this footage. But anyway, we're still back in 2022. This is still 2022 with this guy. This guy has not made a move since then because he's been locked up. But these recent leaks, slops, over the past couple weeks have nothing to do with our fellow autist Indian fella. No. These are some other person who he presumably it's a guy. It would be an actual shock. It would be astonishing if this were a woman. It's not. It's definitely a dude. So this guy has been releasing footage over the past several weeks. Just a clip here, clip there. He's got his like pump and dump crypto scam plastered in a watermark all over the footage. And so he's like pump and dumping this meme coin, shit coin. That's the idea. He has access to this footage somehow, and he is and he's trying to get rich off of it. It's funny because he's LARPing as an activist. He's attempting to make the world think that he gives a fuck about the state of gaming and like the moves that Rockstar is making, right? When in fact none of that is true. His demands, quote unquote demands, are that Rockstar releases a physical version of GTA 6 and then apologizes and like promises to do better in the future. I think there's probably some other demand, but that's the big one, is like, hey, release a physical disc of this game. But like, dude, they're not the fucking problem. They're just the first ones to do it, you know? Sony is the ones like stopping the sale of physical discs from a fucking the publisher, the studio. That's much, much more impactful, my dude. So I don't know, maybe try to blackmail those guys instead of Grand Theft Auto Rockstar employees. Anyway, so those are his demands, and he's, again, like I said, none of it is real. All of it is just to hyperinflate this crypto coin, which, by the way, we're still doing crypto. We are still doing crypto, bro. In the year of our Lord 2026, we're still out here pump and dumping. This is 5 years ago. I was rolling my eyes at this shit. It's so old that I literally, like, the thought hasn't crossed my mind in probably 3 years of like that crypto's even a thing even, you know? And here it is in my goddamn timeline once again. Like a gnat that won't go away. Wild. I was talking to a friend about Clerks 3. This is a small tangent. I don't give a fuck about Clerks, but Clerks, the nerds that love Clerks 1 and 2, apparently Clerks 3 really spoke to. And he said that movie is unwatchable now because there is it's littered with NFT references. They're like making fun of them, but it's still like, do you know what I mean? Like, even if you're on the quote unquote right side of history, if your movie is full of NFT references, no one is going to be able to take that out and like, you know, you're dating your movie immediately and unrepairably. Irreparably. How is that word impossible to say? Irreparably. I can't do it. Holy fuck. You know what I'm trying to say. You say that word. Irreparably. I can't do it. Okay, we're moving on. Holy fuck. That's going to keep me up tonight. I'm going to be trying that over and over. So anyway, yeah, crypto's still a thing, which is the saddest news of all this. Like, honestly, that's probably the biggest bummer of at Rockstar. Rockstar Take-Two, they were sad that their game leaked for sure. But mostly they're like, oh no, crypto's still a thing? Oh, fuck. It was exhausting when that was in the news all the time. And it's back? Oh, man. Also, our $10 billion game is just on the internet. And it's everywhere. And people are... By the way, you know, you get two options, right? As Rockstar / Take-Two, when you see this, when you see all the footage leak online, you have two options. You can DMCA strike the fuck out of every single clip that you see. And so it's only up on Twitter for 8 seconds before it gets Thanos snapped out of existence, which is what they did. They are going hard. They're going fucking hard on these clips. They're really difficult to find. But the alternative, which I was like, I'm surprised more people don't do, is just like ignore it completely. What if you ignore it entirely? Doesn't it like lend, you're admitting that it is real, is what I'm saying, you know? When you start super DMCA striking everybody, you are going like, hey, this is real, therefore stop it. But if you do the Nintendo or the Apple thing, actually both of them probably, okay, you know what? You know what just happened, Slops? Is I was like, I bet you that they've considered this option. And that the very, very highly paid lawyers that take care of these mega corporations have considered all their options, and this tends to be the best course of action. Yeah, that's probably it. Or they want to get paid, or you want to like they want to they're in bed with the strikers, the DMCA guys. They're in bed with those guys, and they're trying to fucking I don't know. Yeah, that's probably it. Honestly, is that you know what, they've considered that they can ignore it, and it turns out when you ignore it, it snowballs into a bigger problem, and there's probably some case example where they can point at and go, nah, the best way to do it is to rule with an iron fist and try to just get rid of all of it, because you can make a meaningful difference on visibility if you have unlimited money and resources. If you are a company like Take-Two, or Nintendo or Apple, you do have the ability to, like, you can reduce the number of eyeballs by a dramatic amount just by taking down every single clip that you see. Because most normies are not going to seek out this information, go to like sketchier websites to look into this. Most normies are just going to scroll on their social media of choice, and if it pops up there, then suddenly they're informed, right? So if you can get rid of that, then you're most of the way there. So maybe they have, they're probably, you know what, they've probably done the math on this one. Slops. I neglected to mention that our current hacker man, presumably another Indian autistic 24-year-old. It's presumably the exact same guy, but like just literally his clone. He is a literal clone named Hajit Masheed, who's a sweetheart in real life. And, you know, if you met the guy, you'd like him. He stinks. He smells like shit. He smells so bad. But he's like whatever. He's a nice enough kid. Hajit. But anyway, Hajit or whoever this fucking new guy is. I neglected to mention that they do not just have video. They didn't just plug an Amazon Fire Stick into the Rockstar server. No, they have a playable model of the game, clearly. And we know that because they released a video of they like went up to a wall and shot the word leak into the wall. The new guy is calling himself Cyber Leak, and Cyber Leak is probably it's probably an anagram of the Indian ass name that his real name is. You just fucking jumble up those letters and you get the Rajit Pashid or whatever I said. Is that super ultra racist? The name that keeps coming to mind. No, Pajit is the racist one. Pajit. So Hajit or whatever I said, it's completely fine and above board. Just so you guys know, not being racist at all. In case you were worried, you can clear your conscience and God love you. So anyway, our homeboy is still releasing footage. His demands, by the way, I just looked into it. I forgot that he also wants the Ultimate Edition to include he wants I don't know, what's the goddamn thing? The Ultimate Edition has gameplay material that is not available to everyone, which he does not take kindly to, this guy. So he would like for Rockstar to apologize. Mostly he wants them to fucking hit their knees and cry and piss and shit and on camera and apologize to gamers. Which, by the way, even if they did nothing, there's a 0% chance. Like, they have no bargaining power at all. How do you negotiate with a terrorist? You don't. We don't negotiate with terrorists. I understand that you don't, but like, what do you do though? Because they have the senator's daughter locked in a fucking basement, right? How do you, or like in a hostage situation, or a situation like this when they're holding all the cards, they have all the power, they have all the stuff. If Senator's daughter / GTA 6 is like within their grasp and they have the ability to leak it to the world, or to like, send a fucking finger and then a toe and then one of her eyelashes of the daughter, one body part at a time until they get $1 million cash delivered to, it'd probably be some goddamn crypto these days. Ugh, that's so annoying. Can't even kidnap politician family members. Ransoms are even tainted by this shit. It's depressing. It's crazy that, in this current day and age, it's like every single new piece of media that comes out will have leaks. There's not really a single instance that I can think of in the past several years where leaks didn't happen. Like, it's just part of it now. And so we kind of need to evolve, I think, as a company. As companies, you guys need to evolve and figure out how to utilize this, because there's it's going to keep happening. There's no amount in this digital information age, and with the number of employees that you have, it is literally inevitable. Like, if you look out there, you can find fucking Avengers Doomsday spoilers. But I don't like that stuff, so I'm avoiding it. The GTA 6 stuff is so ever present in my feed right now that I cannot avoid it. Nor do I care as much about spoilers for this game. I don't have any attachment to these characters or this world, so I also don't have I don't have a fucking way to play it. I keep forgetting that. I have no way of playing it. So I shouldn't buy a Mac. I should buy a gaming PC so I can play GTA 6, right? But then you want a Mac because you want to complete the ecosystem. All right, that's beside the point. Fuck it. Beside the point. My point is, Slops, you got to figure out as a company how to utilize these guys, there's got to be so there's PR firms, public relations, like crisis firms, these people are probably still hiring, honestly. From what I understand, by the way, these guys are so expensive. Because when you are a celebrity and you are getting canceled, or you're a company and you have some horrible fucking news story out there, you don't care how much it costs. You want it to go away. You need it to go away, and you'll pay anything for it to go away. And these PR firms are citing. They're basically just promising you. They're selling you a bill of goods. They're telling you that it will go away. We'll make it happen. Simply sign here. And make sure and sign the part where it says there's absolutely no guarantee of us actually doing the thing. Make sure, don't forget to initial next to the line that says, hey, we're going to try our best, but if we don't do it, then you're still paying us the entire amount of money. As a matter of fact, you pay us upfront. You pay us upfront the entire amount, and then we'll do our best to try to fix it. That is what the gig is. I am of the opinion, still to this day, I think bigger companies, you have to address it. If you have like an intern accidentally tweet the N-word or whatever, you apologize right away, sincere apology, one sheet apology, and then you never ever touch it again. But if it's like much more scandalous, if it's like a bigger deal, like if let's turn back the clock here and say, what if Jared Fogle was still doing the Subway commercials when he got caught being a pedophile? And Subway's like, oh fuck, like our guy, the guy. It still is the worst look ever that the Subway guy is a big pedophile. But all they had to do was release a statement that was like, we haven't worked with that fucking guy, and like, bro, we barely talk to him anymore. We barely talk to the guy. We haven't put him on camera in like 3-4 years. And also, he was chill when he worked with us. He did come to think of it. He had a fondness. He had a fascination, some would say, with the children of our employees. But we just chalked that up to him being a good-natured sort of fella. We didn't know he wanted to fuck him. We wouldn't have hired him if we knew he wanted to fuck kids. So yeah, let's assume though, for real though, that Subway is like still in bed with this dude, Jared Fogle, and like they have like 5 more ads in the can that they're waiting to release on primetime television. And it comes out that he got caught with 65 megatons, quadruple terabytes of CP, right? Is this the 3rd week in a row that I've talked about CP? That's odd. Maybe I should look inward. What is it about? No, let's not do that. It's just funny. That's all the thing is. So you can't talk about the shit without people thinking you're a pedophile. It's actually impossible to talk about without people thinking you're a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile, but I do find it humorous. And I have a buddy with kids who told me that he had to skip the part last week. The ethics of okay, fucking we don't no need to rehash. Basically, my point is this: like when you have kids, your opinion of this shit probably changes. I have to imagine that it's like it becomes much more real and sort of disturbing. But for me, it's just funny. Okay, fucking back to it. Okay, so Subway. They hire a PR firm, a crisis management team who are on the clock. They work around the clock putting out this fire. What's your first move? First move, disavow, disavow, and put distance between you and the person. So even if you had 5 ads in the can, you delete them from your hard drive. You don't have any sort of even evidence that they existed. You say the ads that we just put out. Yes, a new one just aired a week ago. We shot that a long time ago. Months, years, who's to say? No clue even when it was, but it was so long ago that it's like not even worth bringing up. And then also the guy, we don't appreciate it, we don't abide by it, and we had no idea. We had no idea that he was diddling, right? Which is probably true. Okay, so then what? Yeah, they're still like, bro, you like platformed this guy for a decade. He was the face of your company. And he's a diddler. Well, we said sorry. We literally said sorry. So I don't know, that is probably just, that's all you can do is just disavow. And then also probably you touch it once, you apologize, and you leave it alone. You don't go back to it. You don't like keep apologizing, because every time that you put out a statement, it becomes a news story and you're reigniting interest in the thing. You want it to go away and you want people to forget. And the best way to do that is to shut up about it. All right. On a much smaller scale, you have like a celebrity. Let's call it, who's this happened to recently? Colleen Ballinger. The toxic gossip train. Something on this of misinformation. Toxic gossip train. Information station. So her thing was that she was in discords with like 13-year-olds, and she was being a creepy, weirdo. She was like a children's performer, and she was in discords with her fans and asking them to do things and talking to them about sex and like really adult sort of stuff. And she got called out for it by one of her fans, and then it became a huge news story. And then instead of what I would recommend in situations such as this, ignore it completely. If you get canceled, which is this is very much a 2 to 5 years ago issue, much like cryptocurrency. Crypto and people getting canceled all were happening around the same time. But Colleen Ballinger decides, instead of ignoring it, like at the advice of her attorneys said, ignore it. Do not say anything about it. Let it go away, because it will go away. It always goes away. People forget. People lose interest. Just stay in your lane, stay offline for a year, and then start posting again like nothing happened. And people just forget. People don't give a fuck. You'll get some nasty YouTube comments for a while, and then those will pedal out. They'll fade out, and then people will just stop because they'll stop caring. It happens every single time. There's not one instance. There's not a single instance where it hasn't happened. Although, actually, you know what? There is one. That Brother Nature guy. Every single time I see that man, that poor bastard. Brother Nature. What the fuck happened to him? Brother Nature is the only guy that I can think of where I think he just posted a bunch of racist shit, a bunch of racist tweets, and then apologized for it, and then stayed in his lane and moved on and kept posting stuff. He every single comment on his feed that I can see is just people saying, we didn't forget, which became like its own running joke, is that people are not forgetting about this situation. So I think that he might be the exception to the exception that proves the rule. Or it's possible that like people just, it's way harder to get over if you are a children's entertainer, or a not even that. If you're like a wholesome guy, if you're a guy who's like, I'm just good vibes all the time. Hooray for me. Hooray for life. Hooray for animals. Then people are like, yeah, but you said like Hail Hitler, and you said the word faggot was like over and over and over and over and over and over in your Twitter. Those two things are incongruous. Gotta read a goddamn book. I have to read a fucking book, dude. It's gonna improve my vocabulary on this show. But I won't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. I definitely can do it. I just won't do it for some reason. So yeah, dude, I think in my humble opinion, that is the only course of action for someone who is in hot water is I think most of the time, dude, I wouldn't even do the tweet to addressing it. Oh, another great, much more relevant recent example, Drew Afualo, who is a very funny online creator, podcast person. I'm not sure if she has her own pod. She probably does, but she collabs with Caleb Heron and Brittany Broski, and she does crazy numbers on TikTok. And she got into controversy this last week or 2 weeks ago about she had like a trans guy on her podcast, and she was saying some theoretically anti-women type stuff, and TikTok turned on her like that. Like fucking, it's bro, it is dangerous out there on TikTok specifically. The groupthink thing, you really do, like, no matter what your controversy is, it's really difficult to make it out there, because one wrong step and you are like the fucking antichrist pariah, and everyone piles on. And so, yeah, so you 2 weeks ago she could do no wrong, and now she can do no right. Like nothing she says ever will be of any substance, and she really is like a cancer, dude. You can't have her collab, you can't have her anywhere because she said one incorrect thing. But I think that she dug her own grave. My point is this: I think that she dug her own grave because she did one spur of the moment apology video without presumably her team looking at it, or like, again, hiring a PR person or whoever. She just did an apology video, like, to camera, like, hey, sorry, I'm whatever. But she didn't do it right, though, sloppers. She didn't do it right. She didn't say the things that people wanted to hear. Her tone was off. It's like there's a million things that she could have done that she didn't, apparently. I didn't watch the goddamn video because I don't care about apology videos. The only one that I like is Toxic Gossip Train. No one can ever touch those heights again. Toxic Gossip Train, rolling down this information. But she fucked up, apparently. And so then there was 5,000 videos about her apology video. And every single one of those videos gets clicks and impressions and watches and shit. So then the problem, it's exponentially bigger than it was. Instead of putting out the fire, you just like threw gasoline onto it. So like the move is to shut the fuck up. The move is to shut the fuck up and stay and just move on. Just never address it. Simply never address it. Or if you do address it, do it like offhanded on a podcast. Like talking to another person, offhanded. You have Brittany Broski come on to your pod, or you go onto hers, and just in 90 seconds you go, oh yeah, I did. I said some stuff. It was whatever. It was like, it's kind of fucked up, and it didn't come out right. And anyway, yeah. So whatever. You live and you learn, and you move on with the conversation. You do not do a dedicated like, I fucked up. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Here's $500,000 to the woman's charity of the week. It doesn't work, dude. It doesn't work. It actually does nothing. That type of apology literally does nothing. The only, again, the gold standard apology video is the Toxic Gossip Train. You can't beat that. Toxic Gossip Train changed the game. Nothing will ever come close to those heights, I think, truly. I mean, to have a song. I was about to, let's just start with that. Like, just to have like a musical element to your apology video. I know that this is a 5-year-old talking point, and this is not exactly the slop of the week, but for some reason, Toxic Gossip Train has been in my head. I've never ever had another apology video stuck in my head before. This is like, it's an actual banger. She has legitimate musical talent. What is she doing spending her time grooming children? She should be in the studio, brother. Toxic Gossip Train. All announcements of misinformation. Actual banger, truly. Fucking hell. Yep, so anyway, we were just talking about leaks, I guess, but leaks turned into how you handle crisis. But yeah, the way that Rockstar is handling this crisis is that they are going nutso, crazo, insano style on these leakers. They're fucking them up. And these poor bastards are probably not, once they get found, once he gets found, he's never going to see another sun. He's never going to see another sunny day. He is going to he's going to perish behind bars because they're going to throw the book at him, this poor guy. All because he wanted to make a couple dollars on some crypto scam. That is honestly, if he removed the crypto element, I would be totally on this guy's side, just because it's fun, and it's fun, you know, to fuck with companies and establish the, or to try to break the establishment order. It's interesting, and it's a news story, and it's fun to hear about, and it's also exciting to see the new stuff. So all that is good and fun and cool. What's not chill though is the fucking. It's just so annoying to. It's so annoying to do the crypto thing. Ew. Yuck. 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 So don't do that next time, dude. Please. Yeah, just make it make it not that. I think we move on. That's GTA 6 for you. What have I been watching, Sloppers? I'm glad you asked. I have 3 things for you today. One is I have been so into this new channel that I found. I guess I've seen clips of them before, but I think it's a newer development. It's called BunchOfFriends. BunchOfFriends. It's a group of 4. It's Anthony Poe, Anthpo, who is a YouTuber that I enjoy. And then 3 Anthpo's friend Hanbon. It's one of those things that it's kind of difficult for me to put into words exactly, but I saw 1 or 2 videos that just stuck in my brain harder than most things do, to the point where I had to go back and seek them out. I had to like go back through my TikTok history and rewatch the videos because they were still like I had to re-scratch the itch. And I describe it as it's hot people doing cringe shit. That's the best way I can put it. It's like this bizarre combination of things in my brain that I've never really seen before, and it's left such an impression on me. Anthpo is a great editor, very, very funny guy, but they do like him and his twink friend. They're both very hot, and they do they do cringe comedy where they like intentionally do sort of millennial out of place, you know, on the spectrum type jokes. Or they'll like break up the flow of the conversation with a clear, like an intentionally bad joke, you know?
Guys, now would be a bad time to mention I'm actually the tickle monster. Ah!
The first 5 stories that you see, and a minimum word count of 5.
Minimum word count. I got the knife.
Coy, this is the real life.
Well,
And
something's ready.
Duck cam.
I mean, this is very millennial, but it's very The Office. It's very Michael Scott. I mean, cringe comedy's been a thing forever, and they've harnessed it. And it's just the fact that they're hot, I think, is what makes it so interesting. You've seen plenty of cringe comedy. Again, this is like, I've seen The Office before. I've seen Parks and Rec. I've seen, I cannot think of a more contemporary example. Maybe an online person who does this. Matan, that podcaster, he does this shit. Eric Andre does this shit. But no one does it while being hot. I think that is the secret sauce that makes these videos so interesting to me. I can't get them out of my head. I keep thinking about it. It's like the most endearing thing. Being a goofball and like pretending to be cringe. It's so goddamn endearing when you're hot. I can't. That's the best way I could put it. Is I'm really just trying to figure out exactly what it is about these videos that I cannot stop watching them, dude. I can't stop. And I think about them pretty frequently. And I like, you have the vocal stems that you do with videos that you like, and that little laugh thing that Anthony does. I'll put it in the fucking episode.
A minimum word count of 5.
Minimum word count.
I can't stop doing it. I cannot stop doing it. It's just part of me now. So shouts out to BunchOfFriends. Very funny group. It's also just always interesting to find a new niche, like these guys doing cringe shit, intentional cringe shit, and they're hot. It's like who was that I think it's Doug Doug has an awesome video that I highly encourage any aspiring creator to watch, which is pick 2 things that you can do and combine them. And that's how you get that's how you make your niche. That's how you get your voice. I really don't know what my fucking 2 things are. Comedy plus slop. I guess maybe. Yeah. Not quite as strong as like, I don't know, Hot Ones. Interview plus hot sauce. Duh. Or Mr. Beast would be like challenge plus human element. Doug's, of course, is like working towards a goal as a group plus silly gaming challenge. Or, Internet Shaquille, informative cooking channel plus tight script, 5-minute max video length. I don't know. There's a million different examples that I can think of, but he makes a great point, which is that if you just try to do Mr. Beast, you're just going to be like you could only ever be the second best Mr. Beast, and you're not even going to be second. There's 100,000 Mr. Beast clones that are out there, and you're just going to fall into the sea of those people. But like, if you can find a way to stay, if you can be Mr. Beast plus, I don't know, Ray William Johnson, then suddenly you're a new thing. Or if you grab 2 people's type of content and combine them, suddenly you're a brand new flavor that people haven't seen before, and they'll come back. They'll watch your stuff more than just once. They'll think about it and they'll keep coming back, which is what has happened to me this week with BunchOfFriends. I can't stop thinking about it. I just keep going back because it's like it's a new thing. I've never seen this flavor of comedy before. Obviously, being hot is not their second thing. That's just helps. I think I would honestly have very little interest in this YouTube channel were it not for the fact that 2 of the 4 of them are very attractive. That's just me being honest. And I think if you're honest with yourself, if you're a BunchOfFriends fan, that's part of it. Or if you're a fan of literally anything, any group or media, TV show, whatever. If the hot people are fun to look at, and that's part of it. It's always part of it. Not always, most of the time. Most of the time it's part of it. Shouts out to Bunch of Friends, dude. I will continue binging your content. I am a loyal subscriber at this point. And yeah, I'll put some clips in the episode, but check out the channel if you're curious about it.
If you get it wrong, the loser has to eat the hottest pepper in the world! Jessica, and whoever falls asleep first has to eat the world's biggest pepper! Yo, Anthony's so good!
Heads we quarter, tomatoes we nickel.
Heads we head, tails we...
I lost the nickel!
As we go left and tails, we eat the spiciest pepper in the world!
We're on the way. We're sorry. Why'd you guys let me do that? Mouth cam.
New flavor of content that I have not yet seen. So shouts out to them. What else have I been watching, Slops? Well, I'm glad you asked. Last night, I watched with my friends a little movie called Southland Tales. Southland Tales, if you are unfamiliar, is the follow-up from director Richard Kelly. Richard Kelly, after making Donnie Darko. Makes Donnie Darko, smash hit, cultural sensation, big time, good movie, great vibes, spooky vibes, fun, classic, excellent needle drops, all around banger of a film. I just rewatched it a couple years ago. It holds up great. It's great. Excellent entry horror movie, like just perfect Halloween movie, perfect that you can show at a Halloween party with even like, 12, 13-year-old kids or whatever. Like everyone's going to love that. No one's going to be too scared. No one's going to be, there's like zero gore or anything. It's perfect. So Donnie Darko's a big hit and the studio goes, hey man, Donnie Darko is a big hit. You are clearly a genius. Here is unlimited money. Make whatever you'd like. This is what they call a blank check movie. This happens time and time again after a director has proven themselves. The studio just gives them their passion project. It's like I think it's a two-way sort of street of, it's a thank you for making us a lot of money and putting us, cementing us, giving us a hit. Obviously, it's like a huge deal. It's more valuable than gold. It's so valuable getting a hit for a studio. Brand recognition leads to better things in the future. It's not just the dollar amount that it brings in. It's so much more. Okay. So it's a thank you for that. And it's also like, hey, if you did this, therefore you might be able to do it again. So there's a Letterboxd list, I'm sure, for this called blank check movies. But this is one of the most famous ones. It's called Southland Tales. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Sean William Scott, and fucking Justin Timberlake. Those are your three main stars. Legitimate dog shit actors. 3 back-to-back-to-back. Dog shit actors. Just JT is good in exactly The Social Network because he's being directed by David Fincher. And David Fincher knows how to get a good performance out of any breathing human. This guy, what the fuck is his name? The Donnie Darko fella? Richard Kelly is no David Fincher. And so he fancies himself a creative genius, and he is under the impression that he can cast against type and get great performances out of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Sean William Scott, and Justin Timberlake. So right away, you're setting yourself up for failure because you have 3 horrible actors cast against type. None of them are playing the role that they should be playing, by the way. The Rock is playing like a neurotic, terrified character who's he's doing this like comical nail bitey thing tick. It's the worst. It's the worst thing ever. Worst thing I've ever seen. He's a horrible actor. Never been good at anything. I did not see a Smashing Machine, but it looked boring. But anyway, you also have Sean William Scott, the fucking American Pie guy, who's funny in American Pie, but he's not a good actor. It just strikes me as hubris. It strikes me as ego it's like, yeah, dude, I'm a genius, therefore I can get great performances out of these people. These three high caliber actors have been overlooked by Hollywood for years. And I'm gonna Quentin Tarantino these motherfuckers. I'm going to pull them out of obscurity and into the mainstream. That's what the vibe is. It's a horrible, horrible idea. A terrible, misguided idea built on ego and the assumption that you can do no wrong. It's really, really stupid. And you're starting, this is where you start from. I guess maybe you could even say that you start with the script. That's also dog shit. Holy fuck. Okay, basically big overarching view of this film. It's a super ambitious, overlong, overstuffed idea, a second exposition heavy sci-fi epic in the vein of Megalopolis. It's very Megalopolis coded. Megalopolis is much better than this. And it's just what happens when you give a guy unlimited access and zero restrictions. If you just don't hire an editor in the scripting process, you don't hire a script supervisor or whatever, and like you just let one dude, it's the George Lucas thing of like, you give George Lucas the prequels unfettered access and zero, just surround them with yes men. And then their vision comes out and it's bad. And it turns out like what you needed was several people's vision, or like lots, you have lots of good ideas here, Richard Kelly, but what you need is like to shape them into a mold, into like a tube. And you're not shaping them at all. Right now, it's just a hodgepodge. It's a fucking chaotic blend of shit. And it's appalling to watch, frankly. It's gross. It is... I respect it for not just being... It's not playing anything safe. It is doing everything difficult on hard mode, but it's just like unadulterated ego. Instead of just trying to make a good movie, he tried to make the best movie, the greatest film of all time. Instead of just trying to tell a good story, he tried to tell 15 amazing stories at the same time. And instead of just hiring good actors, he hired 3 dog shit actors and cast them against type because he's a genius and he can do whatever he wants. He can do that. He's a genius. So yeah, I hated it. This is my buddy Dustin, who was on the podcast last week. He loves this movie, and he's like, I have such a bizarre love-hate relationship with this, where while I'm watching it, I'm frustrated, but then it sticks in my brain. And he's like, I keep the desire. I still have the desire over and over to keep giving it another chance, expecting for some reason that it'll be better this time, or like I'll be able to make sense of it. It is incomprehensible, dude. It's fucking incomprehensible. It's just a mess. It's a failure. It is an absolute failure. And it's strange because if you go on to Letterboxd, there's like a pretty even split of 5 out of 5s, 1 out of 5s, and then like right down the middle. So it's like people are literally all over the place on this thing. There's no huge consensus. Like Megalopolis is rated lower than this, which is crazy to me, because Megalopolis is followable and frankly enjoyable, in my opinion. This is the opposite. This is nothing. It's not nothing. It's everything. Whereas if given the opportunity, or if gun to my head, I'm watching this again versus Supergirl again, because this has so many ideas happening. You can derive meaning from some of it. Oh God, the tone is also just such a crazy. It insists that it's a comedy. It insists that like it's giving you funny things to laugh at, but like it's very strangely paced. It whiplashes you from like quote unquote funny scene to like really dramatic scene over and over. It's really it's just a problem. This film is a problem. We were talking about it afterwards. We're like, what is like the one thing that you could change to make this work? And we're like it's very it's hard to just pinpoint one thing. I think that tone is the main issue. No. The main issue starts from the script. The script, as always, is the most important thing in any film, any movie. And what they needed, what Richard Kelly needed was, is that his name? I think so. What this guy needed was someone to come in during the scripting process and be like, that sucks, keep that sucks, keep that. Flesh this out, cut that. Cut like literally a third of the ideas. 1/3 of the ideas do not need to be in there. Save them for the sequel, you know? By the way, it's one of the biggest bombs of all time. It cost like $20 million. I think it made like $200K, $300K. Astonishing bomb. So yeah, the movie sucks ass. I think I understand why people gravitate toward it. It's very ambitious. And that is something you cannot say about the typical garbage that I consume. Like, again, Supergirl is the biggest piece of shit I've seen in forever. And that movie is the opposite of ambitious. That movie is nothing. Movie is literally nothing. And it's way worse than Southland Tales. Way worse than Southland Tales. So yeah, shouts out to that. Shouts out to Richard Kelly. I hope you're doing well. He did one more movie called The Box a couple years later. And then because he did 2 stinkers in a row, I think he's been in director's jail for like 20 years. I don't think he's done anything since then. He's probably working a day job somewhere. So yeah, wish him the best. Wish him well. Donnie Darko is great. He might have just gotten lucky, but this is like, he's definitely on super hack watch. I have not seen The Box. It's on my list. But if that movie sucks like I think it does, I think he might just be a legitimate hack who got lucky, or who had the right team with him for Donnie Darko. So shouts out to that giant piece of shit movie. You know what else I've seen slops recently? I rewatched La La Land. In Dolby Cinema, Dolby Atmos. I have been listening to this soundtrack all week after watching the movie. I fucking love La La Land so much. I think it is actually a perfect 9 out of 10 film. I have a couple of gripes, but my feelings are so overwhelmingly positive that I would like, it's closer to a 10 than it is an 8. And I don't do half stars on Letterboxd, so I round up to a 10. I've seen it. This is my 4th time seeing it, I believe. To get my gripes out of the way quickly, I think the end of the second act is weak. When you have the John Legend stuff, and then like the sort of the beginning of the end. The rise of the relationship is amazing. The plateau is boring, and then the end of the relationship is amazing. So it spikes on both ends of the movie, but there's like just a little brief moment in there when I get up to go pee because it's boring and less interesting, and you could probably trim 5 minutes maybe out of there. But those are my only gripes because it's otherwise just fucking unbelievable. Oh, I guess also Ryan Gosling's not the strongest. He doesn't have the pipes. Emma Stone has the pipes. Ryan Gosling not the strongest singer. But still, it's just fucking incredible, and it's just so beautiful. And the optimism of that movie, it's a little bit Hollywood sucking its own cock. I get it, but the optimism is just so endearing and so sweet. And the whole way the movie opens, the whole thing just being about everyone following their dreams, trying to make it even though the odds are stacked against them. The supporting each other in this endeavor, like finding someone else who's trying to do the same thing and then like partnering up with them essentially. The whole thing is just so sweet. And the fact that, you know, once you get the thing, it might not be the way that you expected it, right? Like you expected to grow old with this partner of yours, and it just didn't work out. Like the timing was weird and you grew apart, but you guys both ended up where you wanted to be. It was just separate. And then you have like that incredible montage at the end. Holy fuck. On the soundtrack, it's called Epilogue, where they flash back to what could have been, where like, you know, were things just 15% different. They might have ended up together and had the dream, but in this version of reality, they didn't have the relationship didn't last. And it's just so much more interesting that way. So much more interesting that they it's like the only big, I mean, I'm certain that there's hundreds more, but the one that the biggest one that I can think of like excellent rom-com, big over the top rom-com / musical where they don't end up at the end. They don't end up together at the end. They end up apart. And it's just so endearing and sweet and amazing. And it's just fucking magic, man. Like I wrote this in my Letterboxd review, but it's like, let this, you know, you can allow yourself to be swept up into the magic of this movie. It's okay. It's okay. You know, don't just, you can drop your cynicism at the door when you walk into La La Land. You can allow yourself to be swept up into the majesty and the beauty of this film. And like, it is manufactured. That feeling is manufactured for sure. But like Damien Chazelle there's two different ways to pander. You know what I mean? You can pander annoyingly and you can pander this way. This is like, you are sucking the cock of Hollywood. Yes. But the way that you're doing it is magic, Damien Chazelle. So I'm in love with this movie. I think it's phenomenal. I think it is a 10 out of 10. Because I don't do 9s. And I just can't wait to watch it again. It just legit. I've just been listening to the soundtrack on repeat truly since. Here's to the ones who dream, foolish as they may seem. Here's to the hearts that ache. Oh, so good. So good, man. The Observatory, it's all just like classic Hollywood stuff, and it's about Hollywood. It'd be a good companion piece with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Similar vibes, similar just like soaking in the atmosphere. There's, you know, very, very different movies, but similar, like makes you want to just live there, dude. But the biggest laugh that I got this time, by the way, I don't, it's probably intentional, but it hard cuts like there's 4 seasons in the film, and it's how they show the progression of time. And at one point they just hard cut to like palm trees and a beach, and it says winter. I was like, that's funny. It's funny, you know, because there's no weather change ever in California. So anyway, shouts out La La Land. I fucking love it. And Sloppers, I love you. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. And thank you for subscribing. God love you, Slop Nation. I really appreciate you guys listening as always. Please subscribe and please don't cry. It's the Fantano thing. I'll see you guys in 7 days' time. Godspeed. Thanks. Love ya.